we're giving handbooks. We need to have a text for the learning, and the handbook is on multilingual education in Ghana, and it contains all that we are going to do in the 9 units and then the activities. Now we shall also make available for you other resource material that will support you to study the handbook. Then we shall also provide you a link to get access to the videos for each unit. Because before we meet for a lecture, you need to get access to the videos of the slides so that you will study it, listen to it very careful, study it, do other reading before we meet for a lecture. The link will be provided for you in due time. At least before we meet next week, you will have been given the link to look at the videos and then the text of the toolkit. What you should do ahead of lectures. Before we meet, you need to prepare for lectures. And how do you prepare for lectures? One, you are expected to download the videos for the lecture. And then make sure that you watch the pre-recorded video ahead of lecture. And then while you watch the video, prepare your questions. Now, these are questions you want to ask the lecturer when we come for lectures. So you need to carefully watch the video, listen to the content, and then note down your questions. Then the videos will be linked to the activities we shall be doing. And then in each section you have to do a language map. When they say a language map, remember our last meeting I asked you to mention the languages you speak. And these languages you speak, you have different contexts where you use each language. So when you are at home, which of them do you speak? When you are with your friends, which of them do you speak? When you are in the classroom, which of the languages do you use? When you are with your colleague teachers or colleague students, which of the languages do you use? You will be expected to draw a map about your language use. And then if there's time, we'll engage with resources, more resources available. And I'll be providing you with some of the resources. I'll send the readings to you in addition to the video so that you're prepared. And you need to take this serious because this is a course which you are expected to learn. And at the end of the course, you should be resourced with the idea of multilingual education and how to produce resources on multilingual education on your own. You know, currently we have 9 national languages which are used in a classroom. Though we have over 83 languages in Ghana, but 9 are sponsored by the government and they are allowed to be used as medium of instruction plan. Now we shall be building some of these resources based on this language. And just to remind you, we have Akan, that is P, Fanti, Ekrapin, that constitutes Akan. Then we have Dabani, Dagari, Nzima, Ga, Ewe. These are the languages, the national languages we know, and most of our resources will be based on that. And for the rationale of this toolkit, we shall also be looking at other languages available to the learners in the classroom apart from these 9 languages. So if it is possible, we may introduce other languages. Now, just by way of conclusion, you remember that we are dealing with a multilingual resource for business schools in Ghana, which is a teacher training toolkit. As I mentioned earlier on, it was developed by the initiative of Dr. Clyde Antano from King's College, London. And she did it in collaboration with Sabine and City, right? City Chata. Now, this toolkit, as I told you, is currently adopted by Dr. Abdul-Razak, which is me, from University for Development Studies for piloting. And the toolkit this year is also being piloted in Gambia as well, so we are doing it simultaneously. Then remember that there are two main objectives to achieve by taking part in this course. One, to develop the principles of teaching multilingual education, which is the pedagogy, and that is the theory, isn't it? And then how to put the knowledge of multilingual education into practice in the classroom effectively. I'll end my presentation this moment here and then call for your questions.